Hello everyone, welcome to Tathastu ICS. My name is Pooja Sharma and I am here again with new session in the series of answer writing practice. Okay, so today I am going to make you practice some history questions. We are going to take PYQs from 2024 mains examination, particularly from GS1 paper. So in the last session of history PYQs, we actually have done PYQs from the Indian culture part, and today we are going to do our PYQs from the modern history part. Okay, so but how this session is going to go? First of all, I am going to give you one mains oriented question. I will give you a bit of understanding of the question, then I will give you some time, 7 minutes or 10 minutes depending upon the marks of the questions. You are going to write your answer, and after that I will be back and then I am going to give you a clear explanation of that particular question. So let's start with our first question. First question is again, it is a previous year question from modern history, right? It is from modern history and it is 2024 previous year question. Okay, so this is how we are going to deal with it. So let's look at the question first. So the question here is, what were the events which led to Quit India movement? Very basic line, there is nothing, okay, you cannot understand in this particular line. What were the events? So where you need to focus on, you need to tell what are the events. Okay, कौन से events थे जो finally जिन्होंने lead किया किसको, Quit India movement. तो ऑब्वियसली जब फ्रीडम स्ट्रगल चल रहा था, जब 1940s का टाइम था, उस टाइम पे ऐसे कौन से इवेंट्स, ऐसे कौन सी घटनाएं होती है जिससे फाइनली हमारे नेशनल लीडर को एक नया मूवमेंट लॉन्च करना पड़ता है, दैट इज क्विट इंडिया मूवमेंट. So these event we are going to mention. So this is the first part. So here you can have one important keyword, your events. So you need to mention the events which led to Quit India movement. Now the second part of the question is the point out its result. So this is your second important keyword, that is the result. So here you need to tell what actually were the results of Quit India movement in general. So this whole question is divided into two parts. The first part you have to tell what were the events that led to Quit India movement, and in the second part you have to tell what were its result. So how you are going to frame your question? First you are going to mention your introduction. Introduction, you can have a very basic introduction in the start. Here you can start with an historical introduction. Historical means you can tell about when Quit India movement started in our country, okay, why it started, okay, who led it, right? So you can give answer to these questions and it will actually make a very good introduction. In the main part, but you can say your main part need to be consisted of two parts. First you need to tell the events which led to Quit India movement. So this will be your major heading. Under this major heading you at least tell 2 to 3 events, okay, 3 events at least you need to mention, and then you are going to mention the results. Okay, what were the results? Here also you need to mention at least 2 to 3 points. Then after that you are going to mention your conclusion. In conclusion, what you are going to write? In conclusion you can have very basic conclusion. First you can summarize everything in one line, and after that you can have some kind of implication. So here you can summarize that though this movement was suppressed, but still it actually gave a direction to further national movement, and then you can tell us about the implication, that what were actually the implications of Quit India movement. Okay, so I have told you the brief how you could approach this answer. Now I am giving you exactly 7 minutes because it is a 10 marker question. You have to write the question in 150 words, and I am going to be here again after your 7 minutes. So your time starts now. Okay everyone, your 7 minutes is up and I am here again. I hope you have written a very good answer in your copies because we have already taken so many sessions. So till now I am understanding that, I am thinking that you are kind of, familiar with these answer writings. Now let's see what you could actually write in this particular answer, how you could approach it. So I have already told you, first you need to mention some introduction. So I will tell you what introduction you could write. Then in the main part was consisted of two parts. The one was the events which led to Quit India movement and the second was the results. And third, you need to mention some conclusion. Let's see what you have written and what you could actually write. So in introduction, what kind of introduction you can write? Again, because the major theme of this particular question is the Quit India movement. So the UPSC is asking you about the events and the results, but here in introduction, you can briefly explain when Quit India movement was launched by our national leader. So Quit India movement was launched in August 1942 by, you can say, either Indian National Congress, or you can mention it was led by Gandhiji. And why it was there? Why this movement was launched? This movement was launched to end the British rule in the country. To end the British rule in our country. And you can actually add one more line, because you can say that this movement actually gave the direction of further movements, or you can say that this movement was actually a very important milestone when it comes to the struggle for freedom in our country. Okay? You can mention another journal line here, about your Quit India movement. Okay? So this can be your very basic introduction. So you need not to worry about the introduction in this particular question. Now, how could you approach with your mains? Now you needed to find out the fodder. Okay, fodder means what you already know about it. तो जो भी माइंड में क्विट इंडिया मूवमेंट के इवेंट्स, उससे अच्छा इवेंट्स का मतलब ये है उससे पहले क्या हुआ, क्विट इंडिया मूवमेंट लॉन्च करने से पहले ऐसा क्या क्या हुआ कि हमारे नेशनल लीडर को ये पर्टिकुलर मूवमेंट लॉन्च करनी पड़ी. तो सबसे बेसिक तो यही है कि फेलियर ऑफ क्रिप्स मिशन फेल हुआ, तभी जो रिजेंटमेंट है नेशनल लीडर्स में वो और ज्यादा क्या हुआ, बढ़ गया. अच्छा, क्यों फेल हुआ इसके बारे में वन लाइन में आप लिख सकते हो, बिकॉज दिस पर्टिकुलर मिशन गेव डोमिनियन स्टेटस and our national leaders were hoping for a complete independence. That's it. You just need to write this much. You need not to elaborate much, because this particular question has two parts. You need to mention events also, you need to mention results also. So you cannot you cannot explain too much on the events part. Then you won't get much time or much space to write the results. So be very careful, because you have to divide the answer into two parts and it is just a 10 marker question. So you have to be very careful. You can only afford one line under this particular statement, particular heading. Second heading can be there like the World War II. Okay, World War II, or you can say that the hardships of World War II. What hardship World War II actually brought to India? First of all, Indians were not even consulted while Britain put India into the war. Okay, first resentment was that, and the second was the economic hardship that followed the World War II. तो World War II जो है दो चीजें लेके आता है जो resentment create करता है. First, there was no consultation, and the second, the economic hardship that followed the World War. अच्छा, इकोनॉमिक हार्डशिप में यू कैन एक्चुअली मेंशन द फेमिन ऑफ बंगाल एंड मेक श्योर यू हैव टू राइट एवरीथिंग इन वन लाइन ओनली. So you have to be very multidimensional here as well. Third, you can mention the Japanese threat. It was very immediate region. Japanese threat. So if you know about the modern history and what were actually happening before Quit India movement, before 1942, you will be knowing that Japan actually reached to the border of Northeast India. Okay, so Japan was there, and Indians were very fearful. Our national leaders were very fearful that what is going to happen. At that point of time, in the time of crisis, they were thinking that it is good for India if the leadership is in the hands of India, not with the foreign government. Okay, why? Because everyone was looking at the weakness of Britain when it comes to the Southeast Asia, because in Southeast Asia most of the British colonies were already captured by Japan. So Japan was very aggressive in the Southeast Asia and it reached to the northeastern part of our country. So at that point of time everyone was fearful. So in this fearfulness also our leaders actually felt more resentful, and this was one of the events actually which led to launch of Quit India movement. And in the last, with the connecting line, you can have one connecting line in between these. You can actually mention that actually when and how this movement was launched. So here you can mention the Quit India resolution. Quit India resolution, which was passed by Indian National Congress under the leadership of Gandhiji, okay, in Bombay. So finally the Quit India movement was launched. Now what happened during Quit India movement is not important, but you need to mention here in the second part the results. So here results also you need to think of such kind of headings. So here what you could have written, what were the results? First of all, it was a widespread mass movement. And we can say that it was in actual sense a mass movement. Because it was a mass movement, so the kind of awareness Quit India movement generated among the masses was actually the highest as compared to the previous mass movements. Okay, so awareness among Indian population was at the highest point at this point of time. Okay, second thing, if you know the course of Quit India movement, you know that the moment Gandhiji launched the movement, most of the leaders of Indian National Congress or the people who were actually leading this movement or they wanted to lead the movement, they were arrested by the government. So we can say that the movement was rather leaderless. So the major leadership of Indian National Congress, everyone was in jail. So the leadership went into the hands of new leaders. So that we can say that the rise of new leaders in our country. और ये वो लीडर हैं जो बाद में भी आफ्टर इंडिपेंडेंस ऑल्सो दे आर गोइंग टू लीड अस, दे आर गोइंग टू लीड द कंट्री. फॉर एग्जाम्पल यू नो राम मनोहर लोहिया, अरुणा आसफ अली. तो ये वो लीडर हैं जो बहुत पॉपुलर लीडर जो है क्विट इंडिया मूवमेंट से पहले नहीं है, लेकिन उसके बाद दे आर वेरी फेमस लीडर, एंड आफ्टर इंडिपेंडेंस दे आर एक्चुअली प्लेइंग ए मेजर पार्ट इन इंडियाज लीडरशिप. Other than that, we can actually mention the role of women, okay, the rise of women, or we can say that the role of women. अच्छा, वुमेन का रोल बहुत ज़्यादा है क्विट इंडिया मूवमेंट, बिकॉज वी नो अबाउट द लीडर्स सच एज उषा मेहता, सुचेता कृपलानी. यू कैन जस्ट मेंशन द नेम्स, उषा मेहता एंड यू कैन मेंशन सुचेता कृपलानी, which actually helped a lot in propagating the movement. We all know about the Usha Mehta. She was having this underground radio station for the Indian National Congress. Again, here you don't have that much time and space and the number of words where you can write the whole this story of Usha Mehta. You can just mention Usha Mehta here. I was just telling you for the reference. Other than that, you can mention finally what was the final outcome of Quit India movement, that you can use in your conclusion. In conclusion, you can say that we all know that the movement was suppressed. So we can actually start with the conclusion. Though suppressed, the movement gave a new direction to India's national movement. Movement gave new direction to national struggle, new direction. Now, अच्छा, अब सेकेंड लाइन में यू कैन एक्चुअली मेंशन इम्प्लीकेशंस. अच्छा, implication क्या हुए हैं क्विट इंडिया? और क्विट इंडिया मूवमेंट was not alone. With quit India movement, the Indian National Army was also there, led by Subhash Chandra Bose. Somehow these events were, these events actually influenced each other. After that, there was Royal Navy mutiny also, so INA ratings as well. So we can see that because Quit India movement was there were so many movements which were surrounding Quit India movement, which actually made sure, or the Britishers actually understood that it is very difficult for them to rule India anymore. So we can say that though Quit India movement is not the sole reason why Britishers left our country, but it actually created the situation where Britishers understood it is not very easy for them now to rule India anymore. So this is how you can mention your implication, and this can be a very good answer when it comes to your 10 marker question, because in 10 marker you cannot write much, but you need to be very multi-dimensional. If you are not multi-dimensional, you are not going to get very good marks. Okay, so if you want to get very good marks, you have to be multi-dimensional. Here I have mentioned 3 events and 3 results. You can mention 2 as well. Okay, because it's just a 10 marker question, but you can mention other events and other results also. It is not that these are the only events and these are the only implication, but most of the events and results will be around these pointers. Okay, so this is how you are going to deal with this question. Okay, I hope you understood everything. Now let's come to our next question. Next question is again, it is of a PYQ of 2024 from modern. Very interesting question and little bit of tricky question. So the question here is how far. First keyword here is how far. Okay, so we are going to deal with this how far later, but here in examination you are going to actually underline, you are going to make circle over these keywords, so that you can, when you identify keywords, then you are going to look at the question again, then you will be able to link everything. But UPSC is actually asking, in examination there is too much pressure. तो एग्जामिनेशन का जो प्रेशर होता है वो कभी कभी हमें थोड़ा सा ब्लाइंड कर सकता है, हमारे माइंड को, हमारी जजमेंट को क्लाउडेड कर सकता है कि नहीं, ये तो इंडस्ट्रियल रिवोल्यूशन ऑफ इंग्लैंड के बारे में पूछ रहा है, तो जल्दी जल्दी हमने इंग्लैंड की इंडस्ट्रियल रिवोल्यूशन के बारे में पूरे 250 वर्ड्स लिख दिए. नो, इन सब चीज़ों से बचना है. इन सब चीज़ों से बचेंगे कैसे? क्वेश्चन को बहुत ही आराम से, बहुत ही कंसंट्रेशन के साथ पढ़ना है. दिस इज द फर्स्ट एंड द मोस्ट प्राइमरी activity which you need to do when you are going to do your answer or write your answers in your examination. So first is how far was the industrial revolution in England, specifically it is mentioned, England is mentioned. England responsible for the decline of handicraft and cottage industry in India. So here first of all there is a link, something that happened in England and its implication in India. अच्छा, इंग्लैंड में क्या हुआ? इंग्लैंड में कह रहे हैं कि इंडस्ट्रियल रिवोल्यूशन जो होती है, उन्होंने बोला कि उसका इम्पैक्ट किस पे पड़ेगा? जो हमारी जो इंडस्ट्री है, हमारी जो इंडस्ट्रीज है, हमारी इंडस्ट्रीज उस टाइम पे कौन कौन सी थी? आर इंडस्ट्रीज आर हैंडीक्राफ्ट्स ओनली, हैंडीक्राफ्ट्स ओनली. हैंडीक्राफ्ट एंड कॉटेज इंडस्ट्रीज आर काइंड ऑफ सेम थिंग. So we have only handicrafts, we don't have machine made goods. Why? Where there are machine made goods? In England there are machine made goods. Why? Because industrial revolution happened. The science has progressed at such a level that they have created these machines. But in India, obviously the products are being made, but most of those products are handmade products. Okay? तो मशीन भी इंडिया में जो आती है वो इंग्लैंड से ही आएगी. Right, so this is the question, that industrial revolution somehow led to the decline of handicraft. First of all, we need to justify it, but this is not the only part of the question. Now there is a word how far. Now you have to tell the examiner that how far this part is true. How far? Do you think it is completely true? It means they are asking you, do you think that industrial revolution is the sole reason, industrial revolution that happened in the England is the sole reason that handicraft and cottage industries in our country declined? Or it is not, it is it can be a major reason, but it is not completely the reason. There were other reasons also which led to the decline of handicraft and cottage industry in India. So this is actually the question. So question has two parts. In the main part, you are going to write two things. First, you need to justify this thing. Yes, industrial revolution up to some extent, or if you think that it is completely responsible for the decline of handicraft in India, you have to justify it. If you want to tell no, how far? Yes, 100% it is true. Yes, completely it was based on that. Or if you know the history, you would be knowing that no, it is not 100%. The decline of handicraft and cottage industries in India not solely attributed to the rise of industrial revolution in our country, right? So you need to understand that. So I have given you a hint. First of all, you need to write one good introduction. In introduction, you can mention the industrial revolution, when it happened and how it was linked to India, and why we are even talking about the linkage between India and the industrial revolution that happened in England. Then you are going to write the main part. In main part, there are two parts of main part. In the one paragraph, you need to mention the link that yes, up to some extent, industrial revolution in England led to decline of handicraft in our country. Yes, first you need to justify this. In the second part, you need to justify how far this is true. So here, if you are saying that no, it is not completely true, then you have to tell the other reasons. Other reasons. By mentioning no, it is not the sole reason why handicraft declined in our country, then you need to tell what are the other reasons. Only then you will be justified, whatever stance you are taking, then you need to give a very proper conclusion. Conclusion, I have already told you, you need to tell the summary and you need to give the implication also. So right now, because it is a 15-marker question, I am giving you exactly 10 minutes to complete this answer, and I am going to be here again with the proper explanation of this particular. So your time starts now. All right, so your 10 minutes are over. I hope you have written your answer. Now let's see how you could approach this particular question. So again, I have already told you, first you needed to mention a very basic or very, you can mention an introduction, relevant introduction. So relevance of introduction is the most important thing. Even if the introduction is basic, need to be relevant. You will get good marks if you only focused on relevance. So what kind of introduction here you could have written? First of all, you could mention ki yes, this is very much true that there was the impact of industrial revolution that happened in England directly to the decline of the handicraft in our country. But again, you can give the very basic answer. Okay, we can justify everything in the main part, but you can give the answer in the introduction only. So in the second line, you can say that but means you need to justify, but to attribute, or you can say that by saying that industrial revolution was the sole reason for the decline of handicraft in India is not true. Okay, and you can mention there were other reasons also which led to the decline in the handicraft in our country. Now you have given the answer in introduction, but now you need to justify it. Okay, in the mains part, I have already mentioned you, in main part there will be two parts. So mains के दो part बनेंगे. In not mains, main part of the question. First, in the first paragraph, you need to mention how industrial revolution that happened in England was responsible for the decline of handicraft and cottage. So we can mention yes, mechanized products from England flooded Indian market, right? It is true, very much true. Indian market and Indian handmade products, could not compete with them. Very basic concept of economy. Could not compete in both sense, when it comes to price also और it comes to volume also. प्राइस और वॉल्यूम दोनों में ही compete नहीं कर पाए, क्योंकि जो मशीन मेड गुड्स होता था उसमें बहुत ज़्यादा लेबर नहीं लगी, क्योंकि सारा काम तो मशीन ने कर दिया, तो वो क्या है, वो चीपर है. तो मशीन मेड गुड्स, तो मैकेनाइज्ड जो प्रोडक्ट थे वो चीपर थे. दूसरा, अगर कोई भी प्रोडक्ट जो है मशीन से बन रहा है तो वो ज़्यादा वॉल्यूम बनेगा, राइट. तो वॉल्यूम में भी वो क्या है, दे आर मोर. So Indian products, first of all, they are less and their price is more. So which product is going to be more, famous in the market? The product which is actually supply is more, and the second which is cheaper. So that's why Indian products could not compete with the products which were made in the England. So yes, this part is very much true. You can mention yes, mechanized products flooded England and Indian product could not compete with them. But again, is it the only reason? Now you have to justify in your second paragraph. In second paragraph, look, this is the beauty of UPSC. You need to understand the question. अगर question में how far word नहीं दिया होता ना, सीधा पूछा होता कि justify, इसकी जगह अगर ये सिर्फ ये लिखा होता justify that industrial revolution in England was responsible for the decline of handicraft in cotton industry. अच्छा, तब हम पॉइंटर्स में लिखते इस क्वेश्चन का मेन पार्ट, और हम बहुत सारे पॉइंटर देते कि what happened in the England, okay, in industrial revolution and how it finally impacted the Indian handicraft industry. But here the question is asked that how far, then you have to justify it that no, it was not 100%, it was up to some extent. So we can say that yes, up to some extent the industrial revolution was one of the major reason why handicraft declined in our country, and reason we have already given now. But there were other reasons also which led to the decline of handicraft. For example, the policies of the government. अच्छा, इंडस्ट्रियल रिवोल्यूशन जो इंग्लैंड में हो रही है वो ये थोड़ी ना बोल रही है ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी को या ब्रिटिशर्स को कि जाओ इंडिया में ऐसी इकोनॉमिक पॉलिसीज बना दो जिससे कंपटीशन बिल्कुल अनइवन हो जाए. लेकिन हमारी जो इकोनॉमिक पॉलिसीज हैं इकोनॉमिक पॉलिसीज हैं बाय ब्रिटिशर्स, they are actually very uneven policies. For example, there was a heavy duty, okay, heavy duty on Indian products when they were entering England. जो वो इंग्लैंड में एंटर करेंगे, अच्छा इंडियन प्रोडक्ट्स जो थे ना, इवन दे वर हैंडमेड, दे वर वेरी फेमस इन इंग्लैंड, दे वर वेरी फेमस, बट उनके ऊपर क्या कर दिया, 100% ड्यूटी लगा दी, हैवी ड्यूटी लगा दी. तो जैसे ही इंडियन प्रोडक्ट जो ऑलरेडी जो है चीपर, ऑलरेडी जिसका प्राइस ज़्यादा है, दो इन क्वालिटी इट इज़ मच मच बेटर देन अ मशीन मेड गुड, द मोमेंट इट इज़ रीचिंग इंग्लैंड इट इज़ बिकमिंग मोर कॉस्टली. तो बहुत ज़्यादा कॉस्टली हो जाएगा इंडियन प्रोडक्ट. तो उसको कौन खरीदेगा? ओनली वेरी वेरी रिच पीपल ऑफ इंग्लैंड कैन अफोर्ड इंडियन प्रोडक्ट्स, बट नॉट द नॉर्मल पीपल. तो अगर बहुत ज़्यादा डिमांड नहीं रहेगी, सिर्फ कुछ लोग ही खरीदेंगे, तो फिर उसका जो प्रोसेस है, जो प्रोडक्ट बनेगा इंडिया में, वो ज़्यादा नहीं बनेगा, राइट. ये एक तो ये हुआ. सेकेंड, there was actually zero duty when England product were coming to India. Zero duty. Duty का मतलब होता है टैक्स. When the products which were made in England were entering India. So this policy actually created an uneven competition in Indian market. So it is not only the industrial revolution, it is the British policies also which led to the decline of handicraft and cottage industry in our country. Other than that, we can mention other reasons, especially you can mention those reasons in your conclusions also. So in conclusion, you can say that yes, without any doubt, the industrial revolution in England was the major external factor that led to the decline of handicraft and cottage industry in India. But other than that, there were reasons such as the economic policies of the Britishers, lack of royal patronage. जो हमारे इंडियन किंग थे, जो पैट्रोनेज देते थे इन कारखानास को, ठीक है, इंडियन प्रोडक्ट्स को, नाउ दे आर नो. इंटरनल डिस्टर्बेंस increased, right. Other than that, the government did not give any support to local handicraft को कोई support मिला ही नहीं. That's why the things have changed and there was a decline in the handicraft and cottage industry in our country, or we can actually say that it was a kind of deindustrialization for India. So when the industrialization was happening in the England, in India, the deindustrialization. So this is how you could approach this particular question. So this was all about today's session, right? And if you haven't written these answers yet, right now, after my explanation also, you can try to write your answer and try to give yourself some marks. Self-evaluation is very, very important. You can do that also, right? Again, I have given you the direction on which lines. So basically what you need to understand, the understanding of the question, you just need to understand that UPSC ने पूछा क्या है, keywords क्या हैं, अच्छा how far पूछा है तो उसका आंसर हमें कैसे लिखना है. So you need to understand all these. So let's end this session and thank you so much. Have a very, very nice day and we will be back again with new questions. So thank you so much.